Hello and welcome back to the channel. Now this one is not going to be the sort of more polished and proper daily news segment that we like to do here. This one's going to be a little bit more personal and a bit more opinion based, although this one isn't an opinion. This is, to buy the phrase from James O'Brien back in the UK, this is an opinion, this is counting. But I'm seeing this week, even in light of the Steelers win over the Cleveland Browns on Monday night, that there are still some people who want to have this debate that Myles Garrett is better than TJ Watt. I don't know where this is coming from, but it needs to stop. I can get that there are some arguments in the football universe that you might want to go on about. Like, is Patrick Mahomes better than Tom Brady now? Or you can say, oh, look at the body of work that he's done and the way he plays the game, and is he already the greatest even though he doesn't have the 7 rings? All that sort of stuff. Is Aaron Donald the best defensive player of all time, or should it be Lawrence Taylor, or should it be Deion Sanders? Those are all legitimate debates that you can have. This one simply is not. And for the best example, Pro Football Focus, who use whatever analytics it is, I do not understand it, and quite frankly, given the way that it has come out, I do not want to understand it. But their performance and their analysis of what happened on Monday night. So they gave Myles Garrett a rating of, and I've got the notes and the numbers here. Myles Garrett got a rating of 91.7. That was done after he achieved 1 tackle and 1 quarterback hit. That was it. His whole stat line for the whole game. 1 tackle, 1 quarterback hit. Compare that to TJ Watt, who got a rating of 82.6. Who had 4 tackles, a sack, a fumble recovery, and a touchdown. Now, I've seen some things that, Myles Garrett had a better pass rushing win rate or whatever on more occasions. All that's nonsense. Just absolute errant nonsense. I get there are some stats, and you can use whatever stats to make up whatever argument you want to have. But this is just a flat out lie, falsehood, sham, whatever you want to call it. But despite that, there are still some people on social media. If you want to go look at it, Chris Carter, who's a local sports writer here in Pittsburgh, at Carter Critiques is his handle on Twitter or X, depending on how you want to phrase it. Had a long argument with someone who's trying to justify that Myles Garrett was better when it's clear that it's not. And if you want to use more than just one game, I've got the numbers here, taken from StatMuse. So I'll just run you through it. Interceptions, I'll give TJ Watt's numbers first. Interceptions, 6-0. This is over the course of their career. So 6 interceptions to 0 in favour of TJ Watt. Pass deflections, 39-13. So triple. Forced fumbles, 25-13. So almost double. Sacks, 81.5 to 75.5. Tackles, 342 to 266. Tackles for loss, 91 to 78. Quarterback hits, 171 to 147. That should be the end of the debate. I do not understand how this is still a thing. I'm not saying that Myles Garrett, and this is always what brought up, whenever people bring up the TJ Watt, oh, you hate Myles Garrett. I don't hate Myles Garrett. I think he's a brilliant player. Given the situation with what's going on with Cam Hayward, technically, even with Cam Hayward, and I love Cam Hayward, if you gave me the chance of who would you rather have on the defensive line, I would rather have Myles Garrett on the defensive line than Cam Hayward, just because of age and production and everything. And I love Cam Hayward. I like Myles Garrett. But to say that Myles Garrett is better than TJ Watt is just a flat-out lie. And quite honestly, this week's game should have ended the debate, but for some reason it still hasn't. I don't know what more needs to happen for this debate to be over. Maybe it is that TJ Watt needs to win a Super Bowl. When's that going to happen in Pittsburgh? No idea. Probably not this year, given the state of the team. But for this debate to still be an issue is just mind-numbingly stupid on a number of levels. And hopefully we will get to a stage where by the end of the season, I know TJ Watt is on course for, I think it's on course for 36 sacks, no, 34, because it's 2 sacks a game. He's on course for 34, which would break the record. He's obviously not going to be able to keep up that pace, or at least you imagine he wouldn't be able to. What if he breaks the sack record? Maybe that'll be it. If he wins another Defensive Player of the Year, which, by the way, another thing that TJ Watt has an advantage over Garrett. He has that award. Garrett does not. Something has to happen this year just to end the debate, because I am sick and tired of seeing it on social media when it's something that doesn't really need to be happening.